Hey guys, Kozmo here, coming at you with a Kozmo deck profile that I'm going to be profiling for the month of August. This has been the deck that I've been currently running for the month. And I mean, there's very little to say. Cosmos are great. I love Cosmos. Been replaying the deck on and off since they basically debuted. And like always, guys, if you guys already know what the deck does or don't care about my card choices or my explanations, you guys can see the deck image down below. I will always leave it there. The only thing I ask, if you can please like, rate, comment, and subscribe. And if you do stick around with the video because you have a question on a card or why I included or excluded some cards, put them in the comments and I'll reply as timely as possible. All right, guys, let's get right to it. So for the big ships, sorry about that, guys. I'm running one Kozmo Dark Eclipser. Sorry about the glare, guys, if you guys see it. Dark Eclipser is basically your trap negate. It's good. Obviously, the big ships, which are the better ones of the deck, can't be targeted, which is really good in today's meta game as well. So yeah, and Dark Eclipser basically negates traps. And when it gets destroyed, sent to the graveyard, you can search out a Kozmo from your deck to your hand. For the rest of the ships, I'm running 3 Dark Eclipser. I'm sorry, Dark Destroyer. Dark Destroyer, arguably the best ship. Basically, summon it and you pop a monster and a face-up monster, and yeah, it floats basically by it getting destroyed, banishing it to the graveyard, banishing it from the graveyard to the banish pile, and floating into something smaller. Level 8. For my level 7, I'm only running 1 Forerunner. I see some people cut Forerunner. That's fine. I perfectly understand why, but I like Forerunner. I like having that extra card that I can float into. And obviously, you can always shuffle things back with Cosmo Town, and it's really good. At least for me, it's been working. And I'm running 2 Cosmo Slip Rider. So Slip Rider is basically your MST. You obviously, if you guys don't get it, you float. Just, you know, Dark Destroyer can't be targeted, so it gets destroyed. You float into whichever one you need. You know, this one gains you life points during the standby phase, and then Slip Rider pops a Speller Trap. So that's it for the ships. For the pilots, it's going to be 2 Cosmo Dark Lady. Now, I see some people run this at 2, which again, I understand. I just love Dark Lady. I love, again, having the other one in the deck to basically float into. I don't even care about hard drawing this card. This card is really good. This card is super good. Basically, once per turn, I can pay 1,000 and negate a monster effect and destroy it. That is so good in today's metagame. I really love this card. This with Artifact Scythe on the board, and then I have a Dark Destroyer in hand. I mean, just wins games. Yeah, and as obviously you guys can tell, I feel like Cosmos right now is an artifact deck almost. You have to mix them in to basically be competitive. Until Scythe gets banned, we have to run it. It's kind of like the same thing as Mystic Mine. But there's more, like, you can play more around Scythe than Mystic Mine, in my opinion. Rest of the pilots, considering the best one, Tin Can, he's your opener, he's your starter. During the end phase, you pay 500, reveal 3. Your opponent randomly picks 1 and the rest gets sent to the graveyard. So what I usually reveal is a Dark Eclipser, Dark Destroyer, and depending on my hand, probably a Cosmo Dark Lady. And yeah, I just recur them from the graveyard. For the rest of the pilots, I am running 2 Farm Girl. Some people cut this to 1. Again, understandable. You guys can make your own tweaks to the deck. This is just what's been working for me. I like Farm Girl because it just enables OTK, which is funny because she used to be a powerhouse. 1,500. If she attacked and dealt damage, well, that was basically the game. But nowadays, it's obviously different, and I just think she's really good. You know, attack, you know, pay the 5 to either search out a Cosmo Dark Lady to, again, tag out, or you can search out one of your big ships to go into the OTK. I mean, this deck really OTKs. And for the rest, I am running 1 Strawman. So you can interchange this because I've always been on the back and forth with 1 Farm Girl, 2 Strawman, 1 Strawman, 2 Farm Girl. I mean, I'm sorry, 1 Strawman, 2 Farm Girl, or 2 Strawman and 1 Farm Girl. You guys can pick whichever one you guys want, realistically. Strawman is really good because he gets your banished one. So obviously your ships, for them to float, they need to get banished. And he just recurs back a 3k beater that you can reuse. So you guys can take your pick. I just feel like Strawman needs a little bit more setup than Farm Girl. And for the last of the pilots, I am running one Wicked Witch. She's the cockroach of the deck. Basically, pay 1,000. Can't be destroyed by battle or by card effect. I'm not running Good Witch, the Book of Moon, because I feel like the effect is a little bit too dated for modern day Yu-Gi-Oh! So you guys can take your pick if you even want to include her. For the rest of the monsters, just 2 artifact sites. This card is really good. Again, even hard drawing it because you do have your Slip Rider. So you can tag into Slip Rider. You can set this, tag into Slip Rider, destroy it during your opponent's turn, and activate it to special summon itself, locking your opponent out of the extra deck. I was even thinking about adding a Moral Tech, the one that is the non-targeting destruction for a face-up card. It's really good. Like I said, this is, but I feel like Artifact Scythe is more than enough. I mean, we already have Dark Destroyer, so no need to really go overboard. For the rest of the, well, that's it for the monsters, guys. For the spells, I am running 3 Kozmo Town. This card is fantastic. You can pop it with your own Slip Rider to get a search. You draw too many Cosmos, you can shuffle them into the deck and basically draw a whole new hand. So it's basically all you want for Cosmos. Oh, and obviously it also recurs from the banish pile, which is the most important, because you can banish your little pilots or you can banish your big ships and just get them back to your hand to tag out again. Again, 3 pots of Extrav. I don't run a lure in this build because I feel like I just never felt comfortable with the lure. I know some decks run it, some Cosmos decks run it. I don't like it because, I mean, I don't really run too many darks in my opinion. But pot of Extrav, I never go into my extra deck. I'm not even going to show you guys an extra deck. I literally just have 15 random cards. But you guys can add like rank 5s like Cyber Dragon or Constellar Pleiades or something like that. But this is just really good to draw into your key pieces again. So pot of Extrav is pot of Extrav. Fantastic addition to the deck, finally. 3 emergency teleport. This card is so good, obviously, to get your tin can during the end phase, paying it, adding whichever one, and then banishing your tin can to get a big ship or a Cosmo Dark Lady, whichever one. So 3 emergency teleport, it's a must, guys. For the rest of the spells, these are kind of like my tech spells. I really wanted to add something spicy, so obviously I went with like Reasoning. Obviously Reasoning has been used in Cosmos a lot. I just really like it because you have so many different level modulators, and I'm going more for like a special summoning from the graveyard build. So I want my Cosmos in the graveyard, so Reasoning is just really good. I always hit this. There's never not been a case in the couple of years that I've ran this deck that a person has called a correct level and me not summoning anything. So this just fills up your grave, and you don't really care about anything. You just want your monsters in the graveyard, and then something to bring them back. And for the last spell, I'm running the 1 limiter removal. This is just my personal tech. I want to OTK as much as possible. And I mean, again, a very common board is for me to have, a Dark Destroyer with a Slip Rider, and then Dark Destroyer is obviously at 6k and Slip Rider's at 46, so that's already an OTK. It just works for me. I like the 1 random limiter removal. Again, Cosmos don't need help OTKing, but it just facilitates it, in my opinion. For the traps, this is kind of like a heavy trap Cosmo deck because I feel like you kind of have to run control. I'm running 3 Artifact Sanctums. Obviously, you're running 2 Scythes. Like I said, this is in my opinion, the best way to run Cosmos for my playstyle is recursion from the graveyard. So 3 back to the front. This card is fantastic. Not only allows you to get your special summoning off with Scythe, so it allows you to reuse your Scythe, special summon from the graveyard to lock your opponent out again, because Scythe has to be special summoned. Doesn't matter from where, just special summoned, and then he gets its effect. Or you can just special summon your Dark Destroyer to target a monster. You can special summon out your Dark Lady to negate a monster effect. 3 back to the front, I think, is fantastic. For the only floodgate that I run 3. There can be only 1. You do not get hindered by this at all. All your pilots are psychic, and all your spaceships are machines, so you don't get hindered by this at all. 2 obligatory trap trick. I mean, it's basically 2 traps of anything that you currently need. Your Artifact Sanctum, your back to the front. It's really good. And then I really wanted to include this card because I mean, I love this card. It's so good, and it's coming clutch. One Cosmojo. Basically, target one Kozmo monster you control, destroy it, and then banish a card from your opponent's field and or graveyard. This is a non-targeting banish, which a lot of people seem to forget a lot of the time. And yeah, and as for the extra deck, guys, like I said, I'm not going to show an extra deck because I don't even go into my extra deck. I usually just use it for a pot of extra, thing. But you guys can, by all means, add stuff. And yeah, guys, that's it for my Kozmo deck profile. Until the ban list hits, this is probably going to be the deck that I'm running because I enjoy it. I still steal cheeky wins and, with my side deck and stuff. But yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think. Like I said, please like, rate, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much. See you guys later.